Hi, it's Tenma here. So I am back. Yes, glory to behold, I am back. And for my small audience, I am here. I did not disappear. My computer that I edited on was having issues, and we sorted those issues out. It was a hardware problem. We had to clean it out, and we have to put in some new fans to, make sure it can handle the rendering capacity. Now it was able to, but now with like the 3 monitor setup, and yeah, needing to test it out, geniuses that we are, it is now running fully operational and fine. So I will continue to make videos. I will maybe go back to recapping videos, but right now they're mostly written recaps. So, which brings me to what I want to talk about. And, so you notice I have my scholarly hipster jacket here. All hipstered up. I think I need, like, hipster glasses and PBR, but, no, I'm not gonna do that. So, because of the recaps videos, I went and I've been, collecting the little henshin devices, to do transformation things at the beginning of them. And I wanted to go, because I already got my really, really cool one here, which is the Sid one. Which I guess I clicked on a little bit too early. My favorite is the English. So, but no, I got one of these, and I'm like, well, I should go get me a Super Mega Gokaiger Morpher from my local Target. It even like has light up sounds. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of fun like that. But no, I went to go buy one of these little things at my local Target. And there's a funny story. It went something like this. Woo! Yeah, I'm an adult. I make adult purchases. I'm gonna go buy some toys. Listen to my adult music. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Target and I am buying children's toys. Fuck. This is kind of embarrassing. I don't have kids. Shit. What do I do? Okay, this looks like it's an adult piece of clothing. Let's go to the toy aisle now. Is anyone looking? I'm an adult! So yeah, that was my story of going to Target. And that was a funny story, but not the story that I really mean to tell. And the story that I really mean to tell is looking and going, where are the women? And it just kind of hit me while looking at the toy aisle. I was like, okay, you have toys for all the guy characters. Toys for all of them. You had, big ones, you had small ones, you had ones this size. You had, there was this like this size plushie of Megaforce Blue of Noah, and I'm like, that is silly. Why would you buy that? It's like a towered little plushie that would probably like dwarf all my other plushies. And I'm like, why would you buy that? So it's there, and so yeah, this cornucopia of these toys, but I saw like none of the girls, and like not at all. I saw like some leftover Megaforce Yellow, and that was it. That was a Gia action figure, and so I couldn't find the Morpher, so I picked up the key pack instead, and it only had these 3 guys. Yeah, and we're the girls. So I look at the back of the key pack. And it's very interesting to note that minus some Disney seasons not being there, none of the girls are there. None. Except for like Tori right here. And Tori, she is in more of the dude mode. So I'm like, okay. Whatever. Then I bought the huge freaking morpher itself. I could tell the box got damaged. But, yeah, they actually do apparently sell the girls' Ranger keys. I just can't find them. So, that struck me as kind of odd and a little bit frightening, because in Japan, when Go Kaiju came out, excuse me, you could buy the set of 5. You can find them now. You can find them still on Amazon. The set of 5, and you can just buy them on. And, you know, it works with your thing and all that other stuff. So they're there, but not here, not in America. And it kind of hit me that women have been disappearing in Power Rangers. Their roles have gotten smaller, and it's not something with the newer seasons. It's actually something that's been gradually been happening for the past 10 years, when Power Rangers moved from an ensemble cast to focusing on like one or two to at the most 3 characters per season. You know, having a main protagonist really drive your season and plot forward, all that jazz. You know, it's been happening not 10 years, actually beyond 10 years. It's been happening since the start of Time Force, since 2001. And why is this a big deal? Well, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from Mighty Morphin. And the year I grew up, you could find toys of everybody. They had, oh my god, they had the really silly morphing toys where you like pushed a button and their heads would flip. So like their civilian mode, and you push a button again, they would morph into their actual, you know, Ranger mode. You had like little like play sets with them unmorphed that you could like go and have them fight Goldar. I remember having that. I remember having these little kind of stretchy, stringy ones. I remember having those, and there's all sorts of things. And you know, you could buy costumes for the girls and all this other stuff. You know, they sold to the girls. And Power Rangers, for the show, their thing was anyone could be a Power Ranger. Anyone. Doesn't matter who you are. And that's a big deal for an action show. Action shows mostly focus on boys, with maybe one token female. And I watched a lot of action shows as a kid. And that really struck me, like, oh hey, there's someone like me, and they're hanging out with the dudes, and that's cool. Looking back at that, I was in awe with the representation of it, and thinking, hey, there is someone like me, and they aren't like a love interest or whatever. But as a girl, I was like, yeah, they're hanging with the dudes, it's cool, and they're a superhero. And being a Power Ranger, it really meant the world to me. You know how people like say, oh, I've been waiting for my Hogwarts letter? I have been waiting for Zordon to call me and say, you're a Power Ranger now. At 27, part of me still really wants to still be a Power Ranger. 27, I'm gonna be 27 in 2 weeks. I still really would love to be a Power Ranger. That is silly. But you know, that was a thing, and that was the thing they marketed on is diversity. Anyone can be a Power Ranger. Doesn't matter what race or what gender you are, you could do it. Now, how well they represented that, it goes up and down, and that's up to debate. But that's not what's really going on right now. And you know, Kimberly and Trini, and then later Aisha and Mighty Morphin, as well as Kat and Tanya. You know, if we're gonna talk about the Zordon years, and kind of through before Turbo, they were all developed in their own way in the ensemble. You know, they were their own integral part. If you took them out, there would be a difference. You know, there would be an emptiness. They wouldn't be there. You know, you had Kimberly, who was, you know, the sassy cheerleader, who was, you know, normally a Trini. They were both gung-ho on projects, and, you know, Kimberly would put her, you know, passion and life into it. You know, Trini was often the coolest cucumber type. You know, reliable, there for you, dared to translate for Billy, and it helped Billy overcome stuff. I know she was kind of a crutch for Billy. Something I'll get into when I look over one of her episodes. But then not only that, she was normally there for the group. You know, if you were in trouble, you could go to Trini. And then there was Aisha, who was, she was the rock of the Stone Canyon trio, let's face it. Those boys needed her. And, she was just fantastic. And, really, like had Kimberly in the same passion in her projects and everything. So, they were integral parts of the ensemble. And then around Time Force is when they started focusing on 1 to 2 to 3 characters, you started seeing less and less. Because they would normally focus on the male characters. Who barely, they would either maybe focus on a female character or not at all. And that's not to say Time Force doesn't have its importance with female representation, because there's Jen, who is the main protagonist of Time Force. Yes, Wes is one of the main protagonists, but keep in mind he's the protagonist of B-plot, which is the whole thing with Biolab and his father, and wanting to be more than that, and also with help with stopping Biolab from developing further technologies. He's a B-plot. A-plot's capture Rancic, and that is mostly Jen's plot. She's the one that helps capture Rancic in the first place. She's there when Rancic escapes. She's there when her fiance is stuffed in a refrigerator, and he basically gives her the morpher and they go back in time. She's the one who enables Wes to become the Red Ranger, and she's the one who accepts him in. She's, last chance, you can do it. And not only that, she's the one who does bring him in. She's the one who gives the speech, I am bringing you in. It's not Wes. So it's the Rancic story, which is the A-plot, is Jen's story. But at the same time, you have Katie, who's shelved aside. And you see that, with the exception of seasons that had a 3 main core cast, you started to see women, mainly the ones getting shoved aside. And it's just been declining. As it struck me, when I went to go buy toys, when I was a teenager, when I went to go buy Ninja Storm toys, 10 years ago in fact, it was nothing like too alert to me, because I was a teenager and didn't have, Tumblr and a lot of things really informing me about the world. But it was like a little odd that, there were like no Tori toys, but there was a bunch of the dudes. But, she was still, an integral part of the cast. And so, the toys and everything, it's just been starting to slowly decline. And it's just kind of recently started to hit bottom. And it's hit a little bit of it's hit the bottom almost, and it's just been kind of this gradual build and thinking towards this. The first kind of red flag for me was actually when they announced the names of the Rangers this series for Megaforce. Now the guys, they have relatively different names, than the cast before them. They had, the cast before them was Jaden, Kevin, and Mike, and now it's Troy, Noah, and Jake. They're very different names. Then you went from the girls, you went from Mia and Emily to Gia and Emma. That sent red link. Are you saying that the characters are that interchangeable? Is what it was saying to me. It was that they're interchangeable, that you can literally change out the women in the story. That's what it said for me from a writer's perspective. Was we put so little care into naming our girls that we just went, now let's do similar names as last season. And they seem interchangeable. You take out any of them, plot still goes. It actually doesn't seem diminished. The story doesn't seem diminished. They're not that integral, and these are like 40 episodes. And of the 40 episodes of like Samurai, of it all, I can tell you very little about Mia and Emily. And I'm having the same problem right now with Megaforce, Super Megaforce. I can tell you very little of Gia and Emma. But I can tell you a lot about the male characters from both those series. And that's frankly what's scary to me. It's scary to me is that there is no longer is it a message of anyone can be a Power Ranger. It's still lingering and it's still there, but it's like anyone can be a Power Ranger, but you're only important if you're a dude. That's what's happening now. And what's that gonna mean to girls who watch this show? You know, I'm 27. Again, I've grown up. I really kind of don't need to look and see the impact of representation on me as much as I still do. No, don't get me wrong, I still do, but I don't need it as much as, say, a 5-year-old girl. Now, the impact of representation, that's still being studied, but it's starting to show that it's a positive thing, and we need to, you know, show that the world it has everybody. It doesn't just have men. It doesn't have importance just to men. It's also to women as well. And I'm not asking them to completely take the freaking spotlight. I kind of hate those seasons. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not big on having one character be it all. Even if I like the character, I'm like, wow, you have an ensemble cast, please use the ensemble. Is how I feel. So, you know, I'm not arguing that they should just take over the story like some Red Ranger, but I'm arguing that they should, like in the old days, have importance. And it's very funny. You know, normally stuff progresses. Power Rangers has regressed when it comes to terms of female representation. So, that is my spiel, or what I have time for with that spiel. I will go into this more when I do a video on gender representation on Power Rangers. But this one is more of my rant about it because I came home from the store just kind of, before I can tell you, I was a little bit livid. I was just like, oh my god, what is happening to the women? This is wrong. So, you know, that's what happened with me there. So this is why I did this video. And you know, that was my rant about it. And thank you for sitting through this very long rant about me going on about representation of women. Again, I will go more into it when I talk about representation in Power Rangers. I plan to do that as a video series in the future. I still need to do more research on it. You have to do a lot of number counting and everything, so I have to do a little bit more research, but this will be delved into further with that. Coming up, though, is going to be a video series on, I'm going to do it with Frog. We're going to go into stuff that was quite not right about Time Force, despite, I will preface now, I love Time Force, and believe it or not, my no Toku, I don't like it at all, fiance actually liked Time Force. So, he liked it. It really tells you something about the season. And, I'm going to go into that, and then I'm planning on doing 2 videos coming up because the halfway point has been reached with Megaforce as a whole. So I'm gonna, you know, do a look back and look into the future as well as look into some of my predictions. I was wrong about something. That was fantastic, actually, what I was wrong about. I keep laughing at it. So I'm gonna go and go over those, and also with Kamen Rider Gaim, it's about to hit like episode 25, and there's a lot of stuff going on. That video is gonna be long because it's Gaim and there's so much to it. But no, I will continue vlogging and I will continue bringing up stuff. Recaps are gonna still be written in my journal on Tumblr. I will probably move it to another Tumblr come soon that, you know, I'll just keep it as my recap area and everything. So, you know, you don't have to, like, click on my Tumblr and then be like, why is there a bunch of pictures of Fall Out Boy? So, there's that. And, that, I'm gonna try to shoot between Sunday and Monday. But for the most, it looks like it's a later in the week thing, maybe Friday. But, I'm gonna try to shoot them too before the episodes air for the next week. So, you know, keep looking. I will let you guys know when I start doing a regular schedule with that. And that is all for today. And thank you for watching and sitting through that. See you next time.